From listener-supported KTOO, broadcasting live from the homelands of the Occoquan and on demand as a podcast. On today's show, a special chat with KTOO's Tasha Elizarde and guests. All that coming up today on Juneau Afternoon.
Boston Christopher, host of KTOO's Juneau Afternoon, invited me to guest host an episode spotlighting Juneau's vibrant Filipino community, the largest minority group in the city.
Chish, Hawa, Toyaksik Nusum, Salamat. Thank you for joining the conversation.
Well, hello, Juneau. This is Pati Jinich. Oh my gosh, radio is so much fun.
Yes, I agree.
Melvin Cristobal is a local chef. Ames Villanueva is a former restaurateur, now holistic nutritionist. And Tasha Elizarde is a producer for KTOO.
I also run a media collective called MANA, or MANA Alaska. We are a group of Filipino storytellers that works to reclaim and share the stories of Filipinos around the state.
Tasha's project is dedicated to preserving the past to inspire and empower future generations. You've worked on this project, collecting the oral history of Filipinos in Alaska? Mm-hmm. What are you getting?
We connect with so many community members around the state who have just not had their stories been told and not have had their stories been told by other people who are like them. I can amplify our voices on not just a local scale, but even a national scale.
Ames' family was recently featured.
My mom was like, my story's not important. And that part killed a part of my soul. Because I was like, are you serious? I'm part of your story. And so when they ended up filming, it was a whole different layer of just healing generational trauma, ancestral trauma.
In the early 1900s, Filipinos were drawn to Alaska by the booming canning and gold industries. Can we talk a little bit about intragenerational trauma? And what are the lessons learned? Or where do you move forward with all of these collections of stories?
There's so many layers between, being Filipino, what generation you've been when you come to Alaska, all these different things. I think about how, the Philippines has been through colonization, continues to deal with the legacy of colonization and imperialism. Alaska, the same situation as well. And for me, a lot of my identity as a Filipino, I was able to accept and learn because of the conversations that a lot of Indigenous friends would have around me about how do you come to terms with how people view you because of the legacy of colonization. What I realized is there's so many challenges to just being able to tell the stories of Filipinos because most of the time, a lot of media institutions don't really care. They don't want to cover us in the way that is true to us and true to our community.
I didn't really think anything different growing up. I just knew I was Filipino. I knew who everyone was. When I go to the store, I say, hi, auntie, hi, uncle, It was very tight-knit. But then when I go down south and I see other Filipinos or other cultures, it's a little different for me because I was like, oh, you guys, isn't that your aunt or something? And they say at the store and oh, no, I don't know them. I was like, oh, this is totally different.
This is
they're
weird.
not my aunts.
Because there's a certain culture in Juneau. There's a certain culture in Alaska that sometimes I don't really feel like I fit. But when it comes to Filipinos, I'm like, yeah, everyone's accepted.
There's a Filipino Community Hall here. And then growing up, I would go there all for Filipino parties, holidays, and all that stuff. And then just building the community from the young age already, I'm just like, oh, this is who I am. I remember talking to my cousin, too, in the Philippines. I was like, cuz, you're Filipino. And I was like, cuz, I don't think I'm Filipino.
What are you? That was my next question.
Yeah, I was like,
what are you?
I'm more I feel like I'm American Filipino because what you guys are going through is totally different from my regular day life.
But then, sorry to interrupt,
No,
but
yeah.
you said it's very different from the Filipinos in the lower 48. So it sounds to me like you're Alaskan Filipino.
That's another thing too.
Ooh,
Because I would go
going
down
maternal
south too and I see
today.
other Filipinos oh, hey, mabuhay. And they're like, what the hell are you talking about?
What is it about Filipino food in Alaska that is different from Filipino food anywhere else?
my mom would cook sinigang, which is a type of soup. She always uses Alaska salmon. And that's something that you don't actually do in the lower 48, but it's actually specifically Filipino Alaskan food.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for
Patty.
Thank
this
you,
conversation.
Patty.
I already feel very welcome, and I'm not Filipino or Alaska.
You've been a baddie, though.
Yeah, you definitely. Yeah.
And we're going to find some food too.
Let's go eat.
Okay.
Yes. The Filipino Community Hall downtown has been a living legacy for more than 50 years, where generations have come together to keep the culture thriving.
So I just remember like going in this hall, always like playing with my cousins. You see everyone come in here, you greet every single person because that's your aunt, that's your uncle, that's your cousin, that's your grandma, that's your grandpa.
What are we
Okay.
eating?
Yes.
So what do we got here first? This might be chicken.
Today's menu includes classic Filipino comfort food from Carrillos, a street vendor right outside the building. The cooks even use this hall to prepare the food. They're also related to Melvin. He says he's your nephew.
Yes.
Does he behave?
Right now he is. Right now he's behaving.
This is the papaitan.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me about the papaitan.
It's a soup.
And this is the tripe and everything else.
Bile and all that, the intestine.
Oh, that is very intense.
Intestine.
And this,
This is the pig blood.
just pig blood.
And then there's liver too.
Pig blood, pig liver.
Yes.
You love it?
We grew up eating it. I'm used to this one.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a Filipino.
Nah, bro, yeah.
I've never seen it.
To me, it's just like, oh,
How do we feel? Yeah? Right? I'm kind of surprised too. Because I haven't had it in a long time.
It's comforting.
Yeah.
which one do you like better?
Which one do you like better? This one? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I go with my hand or with it.
Honestly, you could just take it.
Oh, really?
See, we eat like this,
And
or
we all
eat with our
got
hands.
our own.
This is so good.
Patty, you're always welcome here.